Members of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana are locked up in a crunch meeting with the Finance Ministry to resolve the impasse between them and government. They have been engaged in the meeting for hours now. The group had earlier said they were going to petition Parliament today over what they described as the rising import duties. We'll hear from them shortly. But before then, the association wants government to reduce the duties which they say are overburdening to them. Executive Secretary of the association, Samson Asaki, said all attempts to get the Ghana Revenue Authority and other stakeholders to address their concerns have proved futile. He also disagrees with claims that the introduction of the paperless system has sealed all the holes in the importation business.
Since on the 12th of this month, or since on the 1st of March, they have seen some kind of increase in duties in this country, in our port, especially in our port. I can show you a document, quite an example, that someone who cleared bicycles on the 12th of this month, the person cleared a 40-footer container containing bicycles. And when you look at it, the duty was 5% import rate, and the government introduced a 15% VAT on bicycles, importations, that is on VATs. And the duty alone became a 14,944 Ghana cedis that the person paid. This was on the 12th of March, 2018.
So the import duty alone was, yes, how much? 14,000.
14,000. Yes.
Okay. Now that was just last month, you're saying?
This month, I'm talking about this month, on the 12th.
On the 12th of this month.
I'll show you something.
Okay.
Yes. Now, before the ECOWAS Common External Tariff came into existence, there were no VAT on bicycle importers. VAT used to be zero.
Well, he's joining us over the phone. I'm talking about the Executive Secretary of the Association, Samson Asaki. Sir, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Has the meeting with the Finance Ministry finally ended?
Yes, thank you very much for having me as well. Yes, the meeting was a very tripartite meeting. We sat all day from 11 a.m. to like a 3 minute.
So what was the outcome? You were supposed to have petitioned Parliament. What was the outcome of this meeting, and does it end your petitioning dreams?
Yes, the president, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, called the Minister of Finance last night and to draw his attention. I think on Friday, to draw his attention that there is a seeming situation, there's some tension out there on the business community, and JoyNews, and the president wasn't happy with the kind of news I think he was seeing, and so he summoned the minister to make sure that he meet with us immediately. This morning we have had a meeting throughout with the finance minister himself. He came to start in the proceedings, and then later he was called for another emergency meeting and left the deputy minister with us.
So before he left, were you able to resolve the issues that you had on the table? What was the outcome? What have you finally decided on?
Well, I can tell you the weight of electrical cables that came up as a casting instead of a length measurement or a length payment of duty that they are using weight. The minister has tasked a committee, a 4-member committee, a committee made up from the business community and then 2 made up from the custom division under the Ghana Revenue Authority. And their report is to come out by Wednesday, either by close of Wednesday. That report must get to the minister, so that the minister will take an action, so that immediately the people saying they will not go to clear their cargo at the port, then they can continue to go and clear their cargo. Because as we speak now, cargo is locked up at the port and people are not paying the duty. And 2, the mobile phone dealers, where they smuggle in the VAT into, which has also brought an increase in their duties and taxes that they are paying to the state. The minister has also confirmed, the deputy minister has also confirmed that he's taking it up he will be speaking with his boss by close of work today or tomorrow. And by close of work tomorrow, he will have to give that result back to the mobile phone importers as well. And so I can tell you that from the minister himself, from the deputy finance minister, from the Commissioner General of General Revenue Authority, from the deputy commissioner in charge of domestic revenue, and all the sector unit heads under the GRA and the custom were all in the meeting, and we could see that there was a strong signals coming from all corteses, and the minister is taking this serious. So we, at the end of the day, we were satisfied with the level of interaction. We were satisfied with the level of engagement, and indeed, even the committee that is so dear to us, which the deputy minister makes sure that give a clear indication as to when reports should be ready and when government will be communicating to us. I think we are somehow satisfied, and we are with it. We are only hoping that this should not be a political, just a gimmick, but this is a true reflection, because we are told that the president is having, he's not happy with what is happening at the moment in the port. Okay,
so does it end your plans to petition Parliament over the matter?
Well, like I said, slightly yes, because if we are petitioning Parliament, what were you petitioning Parliament about? We're petitioning Parliament because of this abnormality in the duties and taxes that people are paying, and people are saying that they will not go to clear the cargo. And so that's not the way for, that's not the best for the government, that's not the best for the country as well. And so whilst the finance ministry is the officer in charge of government expenditure, is the officer in charge of this revenue or this anomaly that is coming from the port, and he's taking the pay to start in the meeting, saying that he did not get a call from any colleague minister, but he had a call from the president himself. It shows that they are not going to play games with that. We have been very clear to them that we are not just going to take any political point of...
So between tomorrow and Wednesday, you are hopeful that they're going to remove some of those extra taxes that you've been complaining about, and that your members will be able to clear their goods finally?
That is our hope, that from now to Wednesday, government should, through the finance ministry, will communicate to us positively on the way forward. If that's not done, I'm sure that we can re-look at the issue. But as it stands now, we just want to give the benefit of the doubt and use the opportunity to also thank the president for making it a point to pick his phone and call the minister and ask him that, are you looking at news? Are you looking at TV? What is happening? Are you aware? Please take a note and take steps to address this seeming concern. And we also want to use the opportunity to also thank the finance minister for also making it a point to make sure that he sit in the meeting and tell us that how serious this issue are, and how they are prepared to solve the issue for us. So we are happy in a little bit. We are hoping that this should not be a political gimmick with us.
Very well. Wednesday we'll be here to touch base with you for an update. Samson Asaki Awingobit is the General Secretary for the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Seems a very satisfied association there. They're waiting for what happens tomorrow and Wednesday.